and what you looking to go in doing?
I'm specializing in tax, so I'm working here and looking basically in this community right now.
All right, and then we have Rob Pratt next to him. Rob, tell us a little bit about your experience and where you're in school.
I'm Rob Pratt. I'm 2L at Georgia State College of Law. Right now, I honestly do not really know what I want to do. Don't know which field I want to go into.
Few of us do. That's right. So you sort of evolve into something where they give you a paycheck usually. It's a good beginning point. And our third one is Edwin Mendez. Edwin, introduce yourself.
I'm Edwin Mendez. I'm a junior at Georgia State University, poli sci, and I'm a triplet. That's nice. I want the same goal as Ron.
Looking to the future with great earnest. And of course we have our assistant Jerry Ballman, who's come in. Everybody knows Jerry, and if you don't, be acquainted with her. She sort of helps keep this ship afloat and moving. We also go through introduction of members, and we've got 3 new members, which has been more than I think in the last few prior times as far as individuals joining our committee. And we're going to have everybody go through an introduction. I'm going to lead out. And just to give you a little background, I'm Wendell Willard. I'm Chair of the House Judiciary. I've been serving since 2001. I represent a district up in North Fulton, which is consisting of part of Sandy Springs, Johns Creek, and East Roswell. I've also been serving as city attorney for Sandy Springs since its inception in 2005. I'm a graduate of Atlanta Law School, having gone there when I was working at a bank in Atlanta back in the 60s. Passed the bar in 65. Left and went into law practice in 1968, so I've been practicing law since that time, and pretty much as a sole practitioner most of those years, although I've had great relationship with lawyers in the office with me. So that's a little bit of background with me, and I'm going to start with my dear friend Mary Margaret Oliver, who is our leader of the minority side, and let her give a little background on herself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm going to get you a mic down if I can. I think we might be, is that the right one, 15? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mary Margaret Oliver. I represent House District 82 in Middle DeKalb County, from about the DeKalb County Courthouse up to Brookhaven, up and down Claremont Road on both sides, including all the Emory University campus. I've been in the House and I've been in the Senate, where Mr. Bill Clark was my #1 aide in the Senate a few decades ago. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And Mary Margaret has the distinction of being probably the only known member of the legislature to serve as chair of both the House and the Senate Judiciary Committee.
I have an interesting past.
That's right. Checkered past. Next here is one of our new members, and Mr. Holcomb.
Thank you, Mr.
Tell us more about yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm a Scorpio.
This is not a bar.
I represent House District 81, which is primarily DeKalb County, and also a little bit of Gwinnett County. Been in the legislature since 2011. Very thrilled to be part of this committee. I'm a lawyer by training. Started my career in the Army JAG Corps. Worked at a big firm. Took a private company public, and now I have a boutique law firm that primarily does securities litigation. So civil side is of great interest to what I do and to this state. So thank you.
Where did you go to law school?
West Virginia University.
West Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name's Trey Kelly. I represent the 16th House District over in northwest Georgia, all of Polk County, a little bit of Bartow, a little bit of Haralson County. I've been a lawyer now since 2014, graduating from Georgia State Law School. Was sworn in here in 2013, so got a good bit of my initial legal training here and still get it every day that I sit in this room. So it's great to be here with you and look forward to working with all of you this session.
It's a little hard to believe Mr. Kelly is a native of Georgia. Mr. Caldwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Johnny Caldwell. I'm a Polk Country lawyer from Thomaston, Georgia. Been in the House since 13. graduate of UGA where I play football, and then Mercer Law School. Been practicing since 1972.
And been a district attorney and a judge of the Superior Court.
30 years with,
Yes,
with
sir.
the two of them.
Lot of public service in Mr. Caldwell's past. And we have another new member sitting next to Mr. Caldwell. I'll let you tell us about your involvement.
Sure. I'm Megan Hansen. I represent House District 80, Fulton and DeKalb. I graduated from Alabama for undergrad in law school, joined the Georgia Bar in 2011, and I do solely domestic law, so I'm in court a lot.
Well, glad to have you with us, Ms. Hanson. And next to her is our esteemed Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Barry Fleming. I represent House District 121, which is Columbia County, which is the suburbs of Augusta, and also McDuffie County next door, Thompson, Georgia. I have served on this committee twice. I was in the legislature last decade for 6 years, and then I was a retread and came back in 12 and served on the Judiciary Committee again. However, my first service on the Judiciary Committee was in 1986, and I was the intern. When I was, and Wendell was here then, and I was an intern, just like Edwin is right now, and first enjoyed this committee then. My law practice is in Evans, Georgia, which is the suburbs of Augusta. I have a general civil practice. I practiced with about 5 lawyers over there, and I think I mentioned it, but I went to undergraduate at the University of Georgia and also law school at the University of Georgia.
Thank you. And next to me is our legal counsel with the committee, and we'll let you introduce yourself. Get your mic around there.
Hi, my name is Jordan Reed. I'm the attorney and policy analyst for this and some other House committees. I was an extern here, and then I got the privilege to be the attorney. So, thanks.
We had other legal counsel prior to Mr. Jordan, but I have to say that he's not as pretty as the ones we've had before. He understands. Next we got Mr. Bruce. Come around and tell us about your. He's unique at our committee. We got a lot of lawyers, and we got Mr. Bruce to keep us all straight.
Yeah, my name is Roger Bruce. I represent District 61, which is South Fulton County, now the new city of South Fulton, parts of Atlanta, parts of Douglas County, parts of Cobb County. And they all have stuff in common. They all tell me to ignore everybody else and just pay them attention. That's what it is. But I graduated from Morehouse College. I've been on this committee since 2003, long enough to have a degree in law. And a couple of times, and but I enjoy being on this committee. I've been here on this committee since I've been in the legislature, and quite often, you know, people think I'm a lawyer. I hope that's because when I'm in this committee, I act like one, I guess. But thank you.
And he's also the author this past year of the last city bill in Fulton County, right? Which is the South Fulton, and they're up and running, and I think it'll be a great city. And next to Mr. Bruce, we got Ms. Evans. Thank you, Ms. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Stacey Evans. I represent House District 42, which is all in Cobb County, parts of Smyrna, parts of Marietta. I've been in the House and on this committee since 2011 and enjoy it very much. My private practice, I'm a solo practitioner practicing various types of civil litigation. I started out my career at what was Powell Goldstein and became Brian Cave, and spent a couple of years at a small boutique before striking out on my own.
Great. And we have last person is our newest member, Mr. Dreyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is David Dreyer. I represent House District 59. It runs from Ponce Highlands and Inman Park, South Atlanta, East Point, and Hapeville. I'm a business litigation attorney. My firm is Chamberlain Herdlicka. We're about 140 attorneys. I'm a plaintiff, I'm defendant, fraud, breach of contract, RICO, business disputes. That's my thing. If I can tell a story, I met Representative Mary Margaret Oliver in a case, and I was sent to federal court. But my partner called me up when I was a young associate and said, I'm not feeling well. You need to go handle this. I walked into federal court, and I got chewed out by a federal judge for the next 30 minutes. But Representative Oliver was a good mentor and a good friend, and we stayed in touch.
Well, being chewed out by a federal judge is no unusual accomplishment. That's something we've all had that come to us from time to time. That's one of their favorite hobbies, I believe, chew up lawyers. We have two subcommittees on the Judiciary Committee, and those subcommittees are where the great volume of work is done for the committee. We expect the subcommittees to have hearings, vet the bills in depth, and make decisions about where things may need to be modified, improved. And so I want to talk about those two subcommittees. We have the Fleming Subcommittee, which is made up of Representative Barry Fleming, of course, as chair, Representative Beth Beskins, who's not here today, Representative David Dreyer, Representative Mary Margaret Oliver, and Representative Jay Powell, Representative Dale Rutledge, who's not here, and Representative Pam Stevenson, who's not here. The other subcommittee will be chaired by Mr. Trey Kelly as chair of it. He'll be the chair, and it'll be consisting of Representative Johnny Caldwell, Representative Roger Bruce, Representative Stacey Evans, Representative Megan Hansen, Representative Scott Holcomb, and Representative Andy Welch. There's not a specific assignment of type of work or bills to our subcommittees. I like to keep all of them sort of balanced out with the bills they're reviewing, work they're doing. So we just been my practice for the last several years not to say we're going to send all domestic relation bills to this committee and real estate bills to another committee. We're all lawyers. We're able to take a look at it and handle it well, and hopefully as the bills come through the subcommittee work, they'll be prepared for a full committee hearing and determination. I know we've got a couple of people with the district attorney. Mr. Porter, always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for coming today. Always. I don't know if we got anybody with the judiciary. We didn't have anybody that I know of come to us about being. They usually have what they call a judge of the week with the legislature, but I don't see one. I haven't heard of one being down here. But that concludes what we got. Oh, one other thing, we got to do the. We got to do the approval of the rules of the committee. Did everyone get a copy of the rules sent to them prior to the meeting today? Do we have any discussion? Well, first let me ask for a motion on the rules. Is there a motion to adopt the rules?
So moved.
It's been moved. Do we have a second? Second. I hear a second. Now, I ask the question, is there any discussion regarding the motion on the adoption of the rules? Any questions? If not, we will entertain that motion. All in favor of the motion to adopt the committee rules signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. The motion does carry. Do we have any other business anyone wants to bring before the committee today? We're going to meet, as been our practice in the past, on every Tuesday and Thursday, unless notified otherwise. We meet at 2 o'clock and then go until whatever time is necessary to conclude our business for that day. And I've said in the past, the speaker gives to this committee things that deal with the civil code, and also say things that he wants to have a good review and determination whether it's appropriate policy, and even things he wants to see killed. So we do a little roadkill once in a while. If there's not anything further for the committee to consider, we will stand adjourned. Thank you.